I know myself. I've been studying myself for X number of years. It's my only concern. Who am I? What's in me? To discover the energies and powers inside of me at a vertical level, horizontal level, and beyond. All those interplays that are all coming at a crossroad inside this body, in which I'm some kind of a witness. And this is how everything in nature is designed. Everything in life is designed the same way. There's a convolution of energies coming to fulfill certain functions. Some function is just to ram into a wall. Another one's function is to build a bridge. And they all fit in contexts. So I know myself. I know also what is my path and my lineage and who I'm serving and what I'm serving for and what I want to accomplish and all that, how it intermixes with my genetics and my ancestors. And like it sounds a little, I guess, occultish, or I don't know. For me, it's pretty obvious, like, because I understand the different forces at play, and there's so many levels. So whatever I is, that's another subject, have a body. Well, that body is made from my ancestors' work in order to try to survive. This is complex. All I'm trying to say, because I don't want to get lost, but the point is, we're made of a lot of energies. Then there's you, whatever I is. And this is happening. And I've said it multiple times, there's a story happening. In some scriptures, they depict the story, or at least they depict an aspect of the story or different aspects of the story. There's a story going on outside of the system. There's a story happening in the system. But there's a greater story that includes the system. And here we are. And our body is a meeting point of all those energies, some of the systems, some from ancestors, from all kinds of different planes of existence, planes of existence of the mind, all coming together to fulfill a function. But a function for what? In the story. Which story? At what level do you see the story? I'm talking about the story of Dharma, the story of life, which also includes the system as it is today. So when you discover all of those energies inside of yourself, well, if you only just know a little bit, then you think that's what I'm supposed to do. But you can't feel fulfillment because there's so many other parts that also want to be fulfilled or satisfied. That means they want to work to fulfill their function. They want to fulfill their contracts and they want to bring them to resolutions. All energies seek to find resolutions. This is how we achieve peace. The whole process of evolution as we understand it is nature, or at least nature in a disease state trying to find a resolution. That's why it's moving forward. Why else would it be moving forward if it was not trying to resolve something? So when you study yourself and you study the way you're constructed and how your mind is and where those aspects of the mind come from and which powers they're associated to and etc., you start to see, okay, well, that's why it's complicated being a human being, especially at this point in time. Also, nobody's teaching you how to do that. Your parents most likely don't know nothing about their parents. Nobody knows fuck all. It's not fair to say. Most people don't know fuck all. So you're like in confusion in a world that is insane. But at the height of insanity, dare I say, but it'll be more insane tomorrow, so go figure. How do I put all these pieces together? So you need some time. You need some teacher to teach you how to do that too. And thank the Lord, I got a teacher to teach me. Now, I had no idea that that's what he was going to teach me because he never said that, because I was a moron and he was an old man and he didn't have patience to tell a moron things he wouldn't understand. He just like slapped me around, said, start to do this and shut up. Right? Because he didn't talk as much as me. Well, actually he did, but not with so much texture. Just the same rhythm, monotone, right? So me meeting him, I could see in him what I'm looking for. I wasn't conscious of this, I could feel it. I'm like, this guy gets it. Whatever he gets is what I want to get, and this guy is living what he's getting. There's no confusion. You can see it in the person's eyes. It's like this, it's unexplainable. And I didn't know fuck all at the time, but I could feel it. I can feel a stability I'd never felt before. For me, it was total. So I'm like, I'm doing what you're doing. And then he explained this path that he was teaching me in a language that made sense to me at the time. So I bought into it. It made sense to me. If I had to hear it today, I would not want nothing to do with it. Because this is an old language from another time. And it worked back then. Today, the languages have changed, humanity has changed, people have changed. So I'm communicating it in a different language. That's, dare I say, more accessible, or accessible for now. But the point is, forget what he said, but of course what he said reached me. And of course, I had mentors and they were younger and they were telling it to me in their own version. The point is, I felt something and I'm like, whatever I'm feeling, that's what I want. So I went with it. So as I started to study that science and unpack it, I had no idea where this would take me. I couldn't imagine it in my wildest dreams. Nobody could. And I just went with it because nothing else interests me. This is what interests me. So like nothing interests me besides this. So it's pretty easy in my situation because it's not a hobby for me. It's what I do. It's what I care for. Like, right? It's like a hockey player. He plays hockey. Like, that's what I do. That's what interests me. It's not other things interest me and a little bit of that. No, that's the only thing that interests me. Everything else is a byproduct of that for me. I don't care about business. I care about that. And that told me learn business. So I learned business. I don't care about pussy at the end of the day. I care about that. That told me you better understand pussy. I'm like, fine, whatever you want. It's like, I want to be a doctor. You better learn anatomy. Well, I'll learn anatomy if it gets me to be a surgeon. I'll learn embryology, biomechanics, whatever the hell you want if I get to be a doctor. So my interest was that, which is the science of consciousness or the science of life, understanding what, words. And then through that process, at different stages, I had to learn this and this and this and that. And you have to learn. I'm like, okay, sure, I'll learn it. Some things I didn't really like, but I still had to learn it. So that my overall understanding is mature and full and complete. And that I can do my job, which is to teach and be able to speak a language that everybody understands and have a sense of what's happening in the world and a growing sense of what's happening in the world. It's not separated from reality, everyday reality as it is today. So anyways, all of this to say, I had a teacher. And the teacher gave me, in the modern days, people think you can learn in a book and you can learn online. Well, you could learn online, but people are very shallow. But real education comes from an impulse. Real knowledge is alive. So you need a teacher who's living the knowledge, it's vibrating in him, and that person can kind of like touch you and activate that in you. So that knowledge is awakened in you, and now you can learn to commune with that knowledge within yourself and allow it to grow. Especially men, maybe, they're like stiff and dumb. Women understand this naturally, or most women, or at least a bunch of women. They understand energies a little more. Men are a little like, like brute is the word, But some guys will understand what I'm trying to say. And that's the difference between bookish knowledge, which is nonsense, and receiving an actual impulse, an awakening of some sort, that then guides you from inside. And the teacher can be there. It's good if he's there. In my case, my teacher passed away, but also I didn't need it because whatever I needed was already awakened and I was committed to the game. And it's through that study that I've learned the things that I've learned. And that I continue to learn the things that I've learned, that I learned. So I don't remember how this question started, but if you want to learn, and you want to learn about deep esoterica, if we can call it like this, you need a teacher. You don't have a teacher, first of all, you're never going to access anything. So that's number one. The door is closed. And if you do access something, it's by cheating or hacking, which is going to cost you something very expensive. It's not a good deal. Don't fuck with that. But you don't understand what I'm saying, so you'll do whatever you want. Or maybe you do understand what I'm saying. And to find a teacher is is it a complex thing? It's a question of heart. You feel it. Like I told you, when I met that teacher, I met a representative of that teacher. So I didn't meet the teacher. I met him later. I didn't meet him immediately. So what did I get? I got the energy of it. And at the time, I didn't understand these things yet. Now it's normal for me. At the time, I didn't. I'm like, I don't know what I'm feeling, but I'm feeling this is clear. Not a part of me that doesn't know. So I received something. Something alive was given to me. And then I decided to explore it and take it one step at a time. But what I'm trying to say is that that's how a relationship. Well, I'm talking about a real teacher. I'm not talking about a person you're listening on YouTube. I have lots of guys that listen on YouTube, and I appreciate them. And at a level, they're former teachers, little teachers, right? I'm talking about a teacher who's going to take you down the rabbit hole. There needs to be some kind of relation and connection. You feel in that person. There's a resonance. Why? This is a big subject. It's not important at the end of the day. It's like there's a resonance. And that's the most important part. Some people you feel resonance with, some people you don't. I've had so many teachers in my life I cannot even count. I think there's no I don't know how to say this, but you can see it from my face. I've had so many teachers from all walks of life in everything. I love teachers. If I don't have a teacher, I don't learn. I don't waste time. I'm like, I need a teacher. I go to the teacher. I want to learn about this. I get a teacher. I'm not shy about this. If I have to learn on my own, I'm like, what's the point? I need a teacher. Then a teacher tells me to learn on my own. I'm autodidactic. I learn on my own. But I need a teacher first. I need to have the presence with that vibration so I understand. I even did that with cryptocurrency. I'm like, I don't have time to fucking waste. I need a teacher. I need a guru. I found myself a guru. I get the vibration. That vibration kicks into me, and then I'm like, okay. And then I start to do my own researches. But there's something awakened in me. And sometimes people don't even know that they're my teachers, but they are my teachers. Anyways, the point I'm trying to say is that when it comes to navigating the inner realms and diving into the underworld safely, you need some help. And if you don't have help, I wouldn't want to be in your position. But like I said, to each their own. And how do you select a teacher? You feel that person. It's really as simple as that. And of course, geeks are going to love the geeky talk and oh yeah, I did that too. So oh yeah, I'm that dude. I read books and shit, right? It's fun, if you're a geek. I'm part geek, so I read books and I enjoyed books and and then I ask thousands of questions, endless questions, to the point where other students are like, go away. I'm like, no, I have more questions, genuine questions, and you have to practice to figure it out. Yeah, but I still have questions. But the point is, you feel it. It's really as simple as that. And at some point, if there's a real draw, you feel really drawn, you have to put aside your my mind, that gay shit. And you gotta, I don't want to say follow your heart, but somehow, some way, you gotta follow the pull. And nobody said to bow and kiss anybody's ass. That's not what I never kissed anybody's ass. And I kissed a bunch of girls' ass, but that doesn't count. I'm saying I never kissed anybody's ass in that sense of the expression, because I don't care. I'm not here to kiss your ass and worship you. I'm here to learn, because I'm here for myself. I want to get something. So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. What you're saying makes sense, and I'm feeling it. Now I need to put it into practice. When I get result, I relax more, and I open up more, and I trust you more, and I go further and further. And that's the process of a teacher-student relationship. And then as you grow and you want more, you got to relax and surrender more. And the tests, if we can call them, these are more severe, more intense. Let's see how much you can let go now. And the job of the teacher is to break your false concepts of things. And we don't realize how squeezed we are in our concepts. So I've had teachers, and I still have teachers, but I have my main teacher, and it's funny to say because you don't know me, but I would say like I am where I am, but you don't know who I am and where I am to know for this to have any meaning. But but I am where I am because of my teacher and all the other teachers that came that taught me the accessory courses, if you'd like. And I'm very grateful for this. And I wouldn't be here without my teacher and all the other teachers. Upagurus meaning the teachers that unconsciously teach in the name of your guru. Anyway, don't worry about this. But so if this makes sense to you, then this is how it works. If you think you're going to venture and discover on your own, well, you're not going to do much in your life. So, but there's some people who are scared. They don't trust. Like I said, I cannot count the number of teachers I had. I studied osteopathy. I had a guru, I had a master of osteopathy, and then I had a mentor full-time that I would go see at least once or twice or 3 times a month for 3-4 years. Then there was school, which I didn't care about because school is nonsense. I learned on the field. Like everything I've done, I have had teachers. Some that I knew, some I paid. Some didn't know they were my teachers, but I had adopted them. You're my teacher, this is my dude. Yeah, like that's how you learn. And to think that you don't learn like this, well, it shows that you're ignorant and you don't know fuck all. Because you can't learn otherwise. That's how learning is done, through transmission. That's real education. Education is not done by reading books, although I read books. You know, you need somebody who's holding the flame of what it is that you're trying to learn, that it's alive in him and it's realized. It's not like a little thing. It's like it's a real burning bush, and then he could take some of that fire and give it to you and start lighting a fire inside of you that you can then learn to cultivate through practice. So take any field. Kobe Bryant, his mentor was Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant wouldn't have become Kobe Bryant if Michael Jordan didn't take him under his wing. There's no way in hell. So every person who succeeds understands that, but nowadays men that are particularly meek, they're very confused, they're scared of men, they're bitches, and their false ego is so big and just like, you're like a keyboard warrior, you're like a fucking loser, dude. Like, they're so scared, and you've had so many bad experiences, or at least a lot of you have had bad experiences. You have issues with your father, because your father is a bitch. I'm sorry, I don't want to disrespect anyone. A lot of guys out there will know what I'm saying. And you and your dad competed for your mom. Like, everything's so twisted. So men nowadays don't know how to interact with men, don't know how to learn, and don't know the relationship with having a teacher, because they're scared, because they've never had positive experiences, real positive experiences in that direction. And I'm no different. I was very wary of a teacher. And the way our society works, and we've discussed this before, we have like a cap. So it's like, if I'm here and you're trying to rise, I'm not going to let you rise. In the study of life, that's not how it works. In the study of life, everybody wants to, if I don't help you grow, I don't go up to the next level. That's how it works. So somebody asked me, why am I teaching? I'm teaching because if I want to get to the next level, I got to teach you. That's why I'm teaching. So we can look at it from a very selfish way. If you want, I can be also selfless and say, listen, I can help save you and help you because I really love you and care. Sure, I wouldn't be here if I didn't care. But also I have what's in it for me. What's in it for me? Well, if I want to go to the next level, I got to fulfill this level. And that's how the game of life functions. I'm talking about the game of life with a capital L, not the system. The system has its own rules, but there's limits. Life doesn't have limits. Nature doesn't have limits. In the big game of nature, you can grow as much as you'd like. And you technically have infinite time, dare I say. And if you don't have any teachers, and you're not part of a lineage, so then how the hell are you going to go anywhere? What's pulling you up? Your own efforts? Look at the fuck out of here. Anyways, you can make yourself believe anything. Essentially, listen, I'll tell you how men are today. Star Wars, episode 8, with that fucking girl who goes sees Luke Skywalker and doesn't need him, that's you. You're that bitch. You're that fucking bitch. You're like so superior to everyone on earth that you don't need a teacher. Imagine, in Star Wars, everyone had a guru. Everyone. Luke Skywalker had a guru. Everyone except that bitch. And you're that bitch. You're the anomaly. You're the so special one that you don't need a teacher because you already know it. So that being said, conversation's over.